Good morning, Unity. I sure have missed you all so much. It's been a long time since I've been here, like 3 years, 4 years? I married a Canadian 5 years ago, and I've been going through the permanent residency process, and it took 4 years. So I couldn't leave Canada. I was stuck in Canada, which is a beautiful place to be stuck, but nonetheless, I couldn't even go to Mexico until recently. Couldn't leave out of Canada. So I just got it, 3 months ago. And so I've been to the States a couple times now. So it's so nice to be here. It's so nice to be here with you all. So we're gonna get this service started. So glad my brother is here, Billy. And I'm so glad all of you are here. Because your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. Come on, put your hands together. Yeah. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. Now once I was disheartened, disappointment was my one in a million. Yes, you are. When you wrap your loving arms around me, Unity, you do that for me. I can face the world again. 'Cause your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tilly Sager. Tilly has been, as you know, has been singing, she's here for years and years and years, and I'm sure glad she came back from Canada and to spread her love and light with us. Thank you for being here today. Well, welcome to the Love and Light. That is Unity of South Sound. My name is Dorothy Dubia, and it is my joy to welcome you this beautiful Mother's Day morning. If you have any questions or concerns or joys to share, please contact our office during business hours or visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we also invite you to put your cell phones into the silence. Let them relax. And now we invite you to relax, to reconnect, and to center in the truth of who we are. Would you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipotence. And our mission statement: inspired by the divine, as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. And our vision statement: present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values: we are love, joy, abundance, spirit guided. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in an opening prayer.
Thank you, Dorothy and Tilly. I'm just so glad to finally get to connect with you. I've heard wonderful things, and I want to let you know that my father was born in Winnipeg, so I'm a fellow part Canadian. And I've actually been working on getting a dual citizenship because it could be, I don't know, just a good thing, right? And I know the process is fun. So I also want to acknowledge all of you as we celebrate Mother's Day today, and we acknowledge anyone that has served in the role of mother, that you have been the one to help call out our children and to really express the beauty of their own divinity. And so today is a special day to do that. And as we light the light, we're reminded of the light that we all are. And this little battery has just been a little bit of a challenge, so we're just going to do it this way. There we go. So we take a moment to breathe and just feel that presence and activity of the divinity that we are with every breath we take. And we especially acknowledge the divine feminine that is also active in and through and as us in every breath and every step and everything we do. That beautiful, nurturing, loving, creative aspect with all beings. And so we honor that today, in whatever form it may show up in and through and as you, and anyone that has demonstrated that nurturing, mothering energy in your life. So we just feel the blessing of everything that allows us to have this experience that we call human. Just feel the energy. And so as we move forward today, we continue to honor ourselves, to celebrate you, loving you, the mother that's within you, calling you to be all that you can be. And for that we are grateful, and so it is. Amen.
Now I invite you, if you're able, to please stand and join us with our song leaders Stacy Lawrence and Candace Robeck.
One family, the family of God, breathing one spirit, living one life. We're in this together, finding our way. Let love be our guiding light, and on course we'll stay. Part of one family, the family of God, breathing one spirit, living one life. We're in this together, finding our way. Let love be our guiding light, and on course we'll stay.
Don't sit down, because now is the time where we get to greet each other with our Namaste greeting. If you feel comfortable, You can give an elbow bump. Otherwise, we just invite you to place your hands together and say, Namaste, I behold the divinity you are.
I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the Mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Hold on and just keep playing. I just want to let you know there's another part that I'm going to start singing, and if you'd like to follow it, it's a higher voice, and that's the Ave Maria Kyrie eleison part. So just go with the flow. Of the Father, I am one with God. I am one with the Mother.
Wow. The inspirational reading for this morning is a poem from Helen Steiner Rice about a mother's love and the divine feminine. A mother's love is something that no one can explain. It's made of deep devotion and of sacrifice and pain. It is endless and unselfish and enduring come what may, for nothing can destroy it or take the love away. It is patient and forgiving when all others are forsaking, and it never fails or falters, even though the heart is breaking. It believes beyond believing when the world around condemns, and it glows with all the beauty of the rarest, brightest gems. It is far beyond defining. It defies all explanation, and it still remains a secret, like the mysteries of creation. A many-splendored miracle man cannot understand, another wondrous evidence of God's tender guiding hand. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in a time of meditation.
I'm going to invite Stacy and Candace to come back up. I thought going into meditation, I'd like to just bring back the heart of the mother, for us just to sing it through a few more times and really just feel the vibrational energy as it's carrying us into opening our hearts to feel that we are. I am
one with the heart of the mother.
I am
one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. One with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with song. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with song.
And we take a breath and just feel the breath that's breathing you. The open heart. And we allow the vibration of our singing bowl to just take us deeper. So just notice where your breath takes you as you gently close your outer eye. Breathing in, breathing into your heart space. Breathing in, I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with love. Feel that within you. Notice where you feel loved and where you don't. So send love there. I am one with the heart of the Father, my divine source. So I'm also one with that we name God. And I continue to breathe in the infinite love of the universe, the nurturing, loving, kindness, creativity, and feel where it's activated within me. But this is our divine Mother that is active in and through and as us. What is she calling you to do? Where do you need some nurturing from her? Just notice. In the silence of our being, we just bask in this infinite love of the universe that is our Divine Mother that we honor here today. Allow her to love you in this moment. Gently breathing, feeling the rhythm of your breath as it aligns with the universe. We bring that gentleness into today, bringing back any realization you had from allowing yourself to bask in love. And we gently open our eyes, renewed, refreshed, loved up, and grateful. And so it is. Amen.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I've never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I've learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. It is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love. Let's go. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you so much. I love you guys.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, I also want to bring your attention to this beautiful statue on the altar back here. Thank you, LaDonna, for bringing in this special gift of hers. I invite you to come up and check it out after the service. It's a mother and child. She is holding her child. It's like celebrating her child. Just similar to, like, remember you saw the movie Roots, and holding the child up, and here she is. And so we are blessed by the universe. Each of us here is a gift. This morning we sang, I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with love. Perhaps more true about the sentiment of Mother's Day than we typically recognize. So as we honor the roles of motherhood today, I invite you to reconsider Mother's Day another way, by honoring the Divine Mother within and the beauty that she represents, as shared in this poem called Seeking the Divine Mother, and it's by an unknown source, but it just really spoke to me. So I invite you to listen within. The Divine Mother calls, sometimes softly, bringing the feminine voice into awareness. She nurtures, inspires, listens, and radiates a sense of unity and connection. The Divine Mother models compassion. She teaches us how to live with passion. She is a holder of the dreams and visions and offers a container in which creativity can emerge. The Divine Mother holds the space where both masculine and feminine can flourish together. It is the careful dance between them that enables us to become whole. I connect with her in solitude, in prayer, walking the labyrinth, and in nature. She is a part of me and I of her, and she is awaiting our call, our openness to her presence. I celebrate her beauty, her wisdom, and her guidance. Every human being on the planet has a mother. Acknowledged, known or not, biologically, we have a mother or we would not be here. Is there anybody that arrived in a different way? So it would seem honoring our mothers who blessed us with this gift of life deserve to be celebrated on a special day. Being both a daughter and a mother, and now a grandmother, I have the experience of giving and receiving the sentiment of Mother's Day. And as I have been considering the meaning of that for me this year, I was taken back in time to contemplate each role as I have played it out, and the roles both my mother and my maternal grandmother especially played in my spiritual path that has led me to stand here before you today. As a daughter, my mother was a confidant and friend at times, as well as having served as a mentor, guide, and advisor. We had a special connection that I've cherished in many ways. My mother allowed me to feel nurtured and always encouraged me to become all that I wanted to be, even a minister. I feel her love unconditionally, especially now as I honor Mother's Day without her physical presence, as she passed away in October 2021. And though I have these special memories of my mother in my life, our relationship was not perfect. It had its challenges. She knew how to push my buttons. She was a master manipulator, and I've had to work through some painful emotions that relationship has triggered. A lot of deep reflecting has been needed to heal those issues. A lot of deep forgiveness work has needed to be done, especially since she is no longer here to process those feelings with me. And yet, through everything, I am grateful for her role in gifting me with this lifetime experience. My maternal grandmother was born in 1889, the same year that Unity became official. And she was a very spiritual presence in my life. She passed in 1987 at the age of 98 and left me a legacy of spiritual discernment and curiosity in understanding the teachings of Jesus, whom she dearly loved, and what it meant to be a compassionate being. Both my grandmother and my mother began Unity study groups. My grandmother in the 1930s in West Seattle, who shared letters with Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity movement, and my mother, who started a group in 1993 in Hansville, Washington, that eventually became North Peninsula Unity Center, where I served for 2 years as a spiritual leader from 2002 to 2004. Ultimately, I became a licensed Unity teacher in 1995, and long before I entered Unity Seminary, when I finally realized what my path was and became ordained. So I have been a part of 3 generations of women in my family to step into leadership roles within Unity. They all paved my way and made a difference in who I have become, and for that, I am deeply grateful. And as a mother, I've experienced a depth of love that cannot be defined, as any of you that have been a mother perhaps can recognize. I've experienced the anguish of watching my 2 sons make mistakes and having to learn from the consequences of life. I've experienced worry, joy, extraordinary pride in their accomplishments. And I've learned to let go and to watch them become young men with a life and babies of their own. And even more challenging, to let go of my youngest son, as I've shared before, now nearly 10 years ago, when his life was taken from him by an act of violence on May 30th, 2013. That has especially been the most difficult, traumatic, and painful experience of motherhood for me. And even beyond the times when I had to learn to stop jumping in to take care of their pain and dramas, even beyond that, to make it feel all better when they were little, I had to try to make it all better for myself in that experience. But in my heart, I know that both my sons are really all right in whatever dimension they are in right now. And that there always is and always has been and always will be an inner power leading them on their spiritual paths to become whatever they're meant to be. And through my life experience, I have come to admire the strength and courage that it takes to be a mother. It's not an easy job, as many of you know, and for many of you that have served the role of mother, even if you were not born in the feminine body. But an especially rewarding and treasured one, at least it has been for me. So, what if your mother was not a role model mother? What if she abandoned you, or abused you, or was emotionally absent, or disappointed you? How does Mother Day impact you? Does it bring up emotional pain or anger or resentment? Perhaps all your childhood disappointments resurface because everyone else is celebrating mothers. Or what if your mother has transitioned from this life like mine has? Does all the focus on Mother's Day leave you feeling sad or ignite feelings of grief or pain or unforgiveness all over again? So not all of us experience joy in honoring what we feel of our mothers or excited about Mother's Day. And yet, reflecting on a relationship of the role of motherhood serves a purpose. So today, I want to explore a deeper meaning within Mother's Day, the spirituality beneath the worldview of this holiday, to consider Mother's Day another way. So what if we chose to celebrate Mother's Day as a day to honor the inner mother, our divine mother, the mother within? Spiritually and psychologically, the essence of all human beings is considered to be both feminine and masculine. We've heard this, right? So the feminine nature of all humanity is really, in reality, is our mother within, or the divine motherhood. The feminine energy has been revered in most ancient and indigenous cultures and religions around the world. It is seen as the nurturing, the loving, the protective, and the creative essence of life. The power to give birth to life has been deeply respected and honored, and perhaps feared in some ways. Therefore, the divine feminine within all humanity is the very part of us that cares for, nurtures, encourages, and lovingly guides our inner child into a vital, mature, responsible, and creative adult self. It is also the creative source that nurtures our thoughts, our ideas, our goals, our dreams into life. We all need our divine feminine nature. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement, defined divine motherhood as the brooding, which is another word for incubation, nourishing element of divine mind in which spiritual ideas are brought to fruition. So don't mothers traditionally demonstrate and sacrifice and support us so that we might grow to maturity? Just as we're willing to make sacrifices and effort toward the fruition of our own ideas, our own dreams, our own desires? Can you see the analogy in that? You know, I remember a year ago, actually the first week in April, I flew out here from Cincinnati to be interviewed, to be considered as your next spiritual leader. And when Michael and I got back, we had found that in the quietness of our front door not being open and closed, we had a grapevine wreath. Mother Robin had decided to start building a nest. And I thought, well, I'm just going to discourage her, so I took it down and I just put it down somewhere. Well, the next day it was all back. So I decided she was very determined. She decided this was a safe place. It was kind of protected. So we would honor that and just watch it. And it was the most amazing experience as she laid 3 little blue eggs. And we could peek around from our laundry room. There was a window, and I could watch her, and we could tell when she wasn't there, so we could then dare to open the door and go in and out of it. And as a matter of fact, one time I forgot, and somebody had rung the doorbell, and I opened the door, and the mother robin was in the nest, and she looks at me, and I look at her and was like, one of those moments. But when the babies hatched, and just to watch that, and the parents, as they collaborated in the feeding, it was just to watch that beautiful demonstration of the nurturing of those little chicks until they took flight. And so if you think about it, the gifts of divine ideas and the gift of life that God, the creative force of the universe, provides through mothers is the same principle. The role of motherhood to nurture, to nourish, to watch over, to guide children into adulthood where they mature and express their own true nature and divine ideas, the seeds of our manifestations and achievements in life are both blessings from Spirit, from God's source. One creates us physically, starting in the womb of mothers, and the other comes from within our mind, our divine mind, to eventually manifest in our outer reality. Neither forms of motherhood would exist without Spirit igniting them forth. Therefore, the divine motherhood can also be said to represent the birthing process of creativity within us. We explored that last fall when we looked at the creation story. So it's really an important part of who we are. But it can also be painful, exhausting, exhilarating, scary, and overwhelming to bring forth new life, as anybody that has actually physically given birth can attest, right? But also new ideas and a dream, bringing that into the world, can also have all of those elements, just as the physical labor and the birth process to physical life. So each of us have thoughts, and each thought is a seed or potential of us to give birth to something that needs mothering to flourish and to reach its mature potential. Have you ever thought about it that way? And we don't have to be female to do that. Our life from beginning to end is a spiritual idea, a divine gift from God's source. That's what we're honoring. We are so blessed that our mothers have been placed in this world to fulfill the ultimate role by divine appointment from God's source, to be the vehicle that allows us to exist, no matter the ultimate relationship. That is what we honor. You know, Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement with her husband Charles, was affectionately called Mother of Unity. And from the very beginning of the Unity Movement, she took on the role of providing spiritual nourishment for the children. Her concern for children led her to ask in meditation, who will take care of the children? And her answer came from within that said, you are to take care of the children. This is your work. And so she was the initiator of the Unity magazine for children entitled We Wisdom. Did any of you get that growing up? Way back in the day? It was actually started in 1893 and continued in publication until around 1989. Myrtle had been a teacher prior to marrying Charles and always had a great love for children. So it was natural for her to look at our children and what is that spirituality that's being sparked within them. So she dedicated herself, excuse me, to creating a ministry for children for their soul's growth and unfoldment. And she wrote in her first issue of We Wisdom that was published in the book Mother of Unity, which was a history of her life by Thomas Witherspoon, if you ever want to check it out. But she says the mission of We Wisdom is not to entertain the children, but to call them out. To always be entertained is to be dwarfed and dependent. Something to consider, right? She says to be called out is to follow the harmonious law of the soul's unfoldment. Who meddles with a rosebud? What fingers are deft enough to pry open the marvel of folded beauty? She said we are wise enough to leave it alone, to follow the glad law of its own unfolding. But our children, have we dealt as wisely with these buds of marvelous possibilities? Have we always remembered that they too must quicken and unfold through the innate law of their own genius? Myrtle knew that to mother a child was to accept the role of the Divine Mother to call out the potential, the soul's unfoldment of our children, She was also metaphysically suggesting that we must hear the call of our own Divine Mother, the mother within, as she calls, sometimes softly, bringing the feminine voice into awareness, as she nurtures, inspires, listens, and radiates a sense of unity and connection within us, providing an inner compassion and teaching us how to live with passion, of holding our dreams and visions in her womb of nurture and offering a container in which creativity can emerge, as our opening poem suggested, calling us out. So each inspired idea, each goal, each dream is held in the womb of our own souls, our own Divine Mother to call out that expression. Myrtle Fillmore demonstrated that in how she lived her life, a real-world role model of divine motherhood. And she dedicated herself to being the mother of unity to call out the potential and unfoldment of our movement. And we represent an offspring of that as a unity spiritual center. And how are we calling out each other in the activities that we create together? Her words continue to call us softly today to be the demonstration of the creative force of the universe, that we call God in our lives and in our work. To nurture and cultivate creative ideas, our potential within us. To let it be visible in the world, which is what we talked about last week with the divine law of divine purpose, that living from our divinity and calling it out into expression in all we do is our divine purpose, and that's what our Divine Mother, we lean into her to help us do that. We are our own mothers. So no matter what role our biological mother played, we have within us the gift to mother ourselves, to nurture and bring forth the seeds of potential within that are just waiting to be brought forth into expression. The desires of your heart, your creative ideas, your dreams for life are all offspring of your soul just wanting to be loved, cared for, nurtured, and encouraged into expression by your inner mother, the Divine Mother. So what is it in your life that is in need of nurturing? In need of cultivation and care, of encouragement and attention? Is it your physical body or environment around you, your mental and emotional health, your spiritual self? Perhaps it's an idea or a goal or a desire of your heart. Whatever it is, your inner mother, the divine motherhood of life, is ready to participate with you in nurturing those seeds of potential into existence. Have you called upon her recently? Have you? And if not, why not? It's the perfect time today. So how will you honor your inner mother today? I suggest you do it by loving you, calling yourself out. One breath, one day, one step at a time, and now. This perfect day, this Sunday, is about reminding us. And you know, it's interesting, next week, when our YOU steps up to do the lesson to demonstrate their leadership in service, they will be speaking to the prosperity law of intentional creation or goal setting, which is a perfect segue from what we've been doing. Our Divine Mother will help us do that. So in closing, as we honor the role of all women play in the gift of life, let us not forget to honor ourselves. The Divine Mother within that nurtures, that loves, that encourages, that divine potential that we all are in our human soul, in every human soul. We are our own mother. So honor and celebrate that in you on Mother's Day and every day. As the poem says, the Divine Mother calls. She's a part of me and I of her. She is awaiting our call, our openness to her presence. And today, I celebrate her beauty, her wisdom, and her guidance. So to mothers in all forms, blessings to you. We celebrate you and each of you. Happy day.
My inner mother wisdom took a coffee break. I apologize. I want to thank all of you who may be joining us for the first time today or online, and trust that you are feeling cared for and nurtured while you're here. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us, all of you. And please know that we do have a welcome packet in the back. And if you're here in person, we encourage you to pick it up and to sign our guest book. Is anyone here for the second time? Well, I'm sure there are online, and we welcome you back. And if you've been with us a long time, welcome home. And to all of our friends, we want to share our unity blessing. We love you. We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. At this time, we'd like to invite our ushers forward to prepare our love offering and invite Tilly to prepare for her next song. This is the time in our service where we get a chance to share our financial blessings with our community, Unity of South Sound. There are many ways to do so. You can give through our Facebook page by just clicking on the donation button on the top right. It's easy and secure. You can call our office. You can mail it to us. Or if you're here in person, you can drop it in the basket as it's passed through your row. However you make your tithes and your intentional gifts, we hold these love offerings in this moment in our hands or in our hearts and affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving. We are truly blessed. Amen. Tilly?
It has truly been a blessing for me to be here with you all. It's been a just wonderful day. Happy Mother's Day to every mother in this congregation today. And Reverend Megan, thank you so much. That was a very inspiring message, and thoroughly enjoyed that, and continue on. So, mothers make this world a beautiful place. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they're really saying, I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, Unity.
Today is Sacred Service Sunday, and we have a very special volunteer that we'd like to acknowledge this morning, and so I'd like to call Reverend Megan back to the podium.
So, the second Sunday of every month, we like to acknowledge the sacred service of somebody that has made a difference in our community, and all of you do just by your presence. But today I'd like to call forth Joey Sandal Hill. Joey has been mothering our music team, especially through the pandemic and the evolution of how we can bring song leaders to share with you the joy and the vibration of music. And we're so grateful for just your joy, your presence, your willingness to show up. And he shares his beautiful voice with us as well, right? And so we have a certificate to honor you with a gift certificate in there that you can exchange for a book from our bookshelf. And just the rose that it symbolizes the spiritual unfoldment of you. And thank you for sharing your presence with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so actually, ushers, if there should be a clipboard back there with sign-ups options for being of service. Yes, so if you could pass that. I just want to let you know that there is great opportunities for you to serve in Unity of South Sound. And yes, thank you, Joy. And if you aren't sure how, but you would like to make a difference, I invite you just to go ahead and sign the clipboard. And one of our Sacred Service coordinators, Diane and Misty, will call you just to talk about what are your spiritual gifts, what do you feel like you'd like to do, what is your time frame. We'll find a way for you to serve. But some of the things that are coming up, we always have a need in our ushers and greeters. We always have a need in hospitality. We are trying to get our signs, like the sidewalk sign thing, being put out on Sunday mornings more often strategically for people to know we exist, so the time sign team can use help. But also, community outreach. Heidi today is celebrating Mother's Day with friends in Las Vegas. So we just send some love to her. But she's made such a difference in the past 13 years. And for the last 10 years, she has served a special project called Paintbrush, which is where working with a community service organization is to take a home that belongs to a disabled or senior citizen, somebody that needs help that hasn't been able to maintain their home, and we pull together a team and paint their house for them. And she's done it for 10 years, and she's made it known that her service is complete with that. And so what we're inviting is somebody that would work with her this summer to be a co-leader. She has got it organized to a T. Everything step by step written out, what's the go-to, how to happen it. But if it's called to you to do that, so that then next year you would step up and lead it. But we call together a whole team. So this is just an example of some of the ways that you can make a difference, but we also want to make a difference in the community outside of us. And as we evolve and as we grow and as more of you step up, we can do it in greater ways. So please, allow yourself to be a part of what we are collaborating and co-creating together as a beautiful spiritual community, and I thank each of you for your service.
There are a number of ways that you can find out more about opportunities to serve here at Unity or with Paintbrush, and also to find out what's happening. And one of those big ways is the e-blast, which is our weekly newsletter. It comes out on Thursday, and you can subscribe. If you don't already receive it, you can just go to our website and you can click on subscribe to it, and you'll get all the lowdown of what's happening at Unity of South Sound with the e-blast. Be sure and fill out your contact information and submit it, and believe me, it'll be safe and will never be shared. Our Unity Men's Group is meeting on the third Saturday of each month from 10 o'clock to 11 over Zoom. However, this month they will be gathering in person on Saturday, May 20th at 11:30 a.m. All men are invited to join for a potluck and possible bonfire. Al Hove will be hosting the group, and for that, it promises to be a fun time. Regardless of the weather, Al lives in Gig Harbor and requests that you confirm by email your interest at ahove.fundraising@gmail.com. And guess where you can get that email again if you didn't write it down? Right! Al will reply to your email with directions and further details. Next Sunday will be a very special Sunday. Our youth will be taking over our Sunday service on May 21st. They will be leading everything from the opening affirmations to the congregational songs to the announcements. This service promises to be loads of fun and spiritually fulfilling. Please plan to be here to celebrate the future of our church.